Okay, we're getting things going here. I made you guys wait long enough. Don't know why I made you guys wait so long to begin with, but here we are. We, of course, are back with a little bit of some Cities 2. City Skylines 2, obviously. And I haven't been able to play Cities 2 for the last week, mostly been busy with work. And there's a lot of projects that we got to work on today. So let me go ahead and bring up my notepad here, because I did make a few notes after last stream that we did of Cities 2. Let's see. We got to reduce unemployment, but that's going to be a long-term goal, not something we can do right away. Improve mail handling. So essentially placing on more like mailboxes and such, and get some welfare offices in City Hall. Okay, okay. I think we can make that work. Um, like, admittedly, I totally forgot about prepping for stream, so I ended up spending the last like 10 minutes just going through all of my shameless plugs, and doing all that stuff, like on the Twitter, on the Blue Sky, on the and even on the Facebook. So doing all that, and of course sending them off on the Discord servers and everything else, because the bot, for some reason that I set up for YouTube to go and announce when I go live, is still not working. It's relatively annoying. Gives me a little bit, just a little bit of a small annoyance right there. Just a little of one. Anyway, let's actually get into the actual game so that way you guys can see what's going on. So there's that. And it would be helpful if I actually had the correct... see, this is what happens when I don't actually prep for stream. Okay. There we go. There we go. It took forever and a day, but we'll make it work nonetheless. Okay. So, unemployment is one, and administration is another. I feel like administration we could hold off on a little bit. Maybe wait until we get to like 10,000. Because realistically, we don't necessarily need that. I do want to try and improve the accessibility over here, because we got a lot of traffic congestion over in this area, and it is causing some issues. So I don't know why, but yeah, you're not. Yeah. So I suppose what we can work on is fixing the traffic that's going on over here. Now, there isn't an easy way to fix this traffic, because what it is that there is certain traffic. Let me go and take a look at, I guess, what was it? Yeah, we got the roommate. No, I don't want that. So we got people that are coming over here to park. So maybe get some more parking going on as well. That could help us. Let's do that a little bit. Not one of the smaller ones. Let's put a somewhat bigger one right there, because that could go and help us with the actual traffic congestion as well. Yeah, because we really just need to go and get rid of this traffic that's blowing up right here. And even if I run it on 3 times speed, that's not going to help fix it. One thing I am debating about doing. Now, we did add in this interchange over here. And while this interchange is working nicely, it obviously doesn't have enough traffic to go and warrant that sort of need right there. So I suppose what we can do is, I was debating about this last time we streamed City Skylines, but I didn't mention it. And that was putting in some sort of like express lane or something like that that would come from this highway over here. And yeah, so it does look like some of the traffic is coming over here, but it looks like a majority of it is trying to go up this way, and that of which that's coming over down this way. Yeah, they're primarily just going to a handful of different facilities, so nothing major, to be honest. Okay, so we are seeing a little bit of a decrease there. I'm okay with that. I am fine with that. Let's see. I really wish there was an easier way for doing the route connect, the actual like routes view. Because clicking on a street like this, yeah. Okay, so we're on this piece of street right here. So it does look like some of them want to go over here, and some of them want to go over this way. Okay. What about debating about what I want to do here? Because that's going to really make or break what we end up doing. I feel like having this be a large commercial area isn't necessarily the best. Unless I were to go and turn this into a one-way street right here. But that one's already a one-way street, but it's coming in that direction. You know what? Let's do something like this. I think what we can do is I'm going to place a road out there. That one's going to go in that sort of direction right there. And we're going to upgrade this piece of road to be 3-lane. So that way it's a dedicated turning lane to go down this way, which I'm okay with. This road will remain as is. Hopefully that helps. We do get a little bit of a differentiation for commercial right there. So that should be fine. Keyword should be. We're definitely going to see more traffic over here until that gets cleared up. But it seems like people are trying to come over here to this parking a lot. So I think what we can do, I'm going to move this. Ooh, that's, oh, you gotta be joking me. I'm going to move this ground pumping station first to right there, and then move this parking lot because I feel like that will help us a little bit. Put that kind of like on the one way rather. Yeah, because it's just going to make it easier. And that way I can redevelop this part for some more townhouses, row houses, whatever you want to call them. Okay. So that's going to be, so that should fix it. At least for now. What about if I might as well go do this. It's not something I wanted to do, but I might as well just put traffic lights there. That might just be my best bet, to be honest. Yeah. Yep, that's going to be our best bet, by far. Got some traffic lights over here that are hopefully going to help reduce that. So there's that. You're only at half occupancy anyway, so it's not like you're gonna be doing much to begin with. So. Oh, and I figured I might as well go to mention this, but last time we did City Skylines, I did play some of Truckers FM in the background. I will not be doing that during this stream because there was a lot of overlap with the actual like stream itself, with the actual like copyrighted audio. So I've been having to filter through all the songs that get copyrighted or remove the copyright over the last week and a half. So I won't be doing that. Hopefully we'll see less of those issues overall, though. I might actually, let me see here. let's see. Apps Manager. Could have sworn that I had something to do with putting some music in the background, maybe. Because, yeah. Let's see. We'll do a little bit of pretzel rocks. Why not? Let's see. Pretzel rocks. Let's get... Go ahead and just put some string beats out there. Okay. I'm going to lower the volume for you guys so that way it's not like super loud. Okay. There we go. Let me know if the volume seems good and we'll go from there. Okay, so how are we doing on this street right here? People are using it, just not in the way that I was intending on it. Okay. I guess some people are okay with using it in this way. Interesting. We do have a small traffic light right here, but realistically, we shouldn't need it. But at the same time, I can see why. Okay. Okay, so what is going on down this way that's causing such a backlog for traffic? Does look like it's a pedestrian traffic backlog. That actually explains a lot. Okay. That's fine. Stream's only been going for 20 minutes, and I'm already needing a hydration break. We'll hold off on that. I don't really think that we need the traffic lights right here. Like, the only thing that the traffic lights are controlling is how the actual, like, people going across the street are actually going right there. So let's actually disable the traffic lights. That should help with breaking down the traffic a little bit. Oh, wanted to disable them, not actually keep them there. Thank you. Okay. And I am going to set up a new district here, mostly because I want to go ahead and remove the ability for heavy traffic to come over into this area. So let's go ahead and get this moving along. And, oh, okay. A little bit of a lag spike right there. That's fine. Sunny Gardens. Set up heavy traffic ban. Thank you. And we'll also do recycling as well. And we'll do a little bit of some energy consumption reduction. I think that should be fine. So it looks like a lot of them are coming over here to the cafe, which makes sense, partially. And I am okay with that. So, okay. Let's go ahead and just let it run a little bit because we are seeing a decrease in traffic overall. So we're not testing it to our paces, which is perfectly fine. Oh, and we just hit daytime, or the time at which lights turn off. Let's go ahead and get a road in right here, I think. Turn off guidelines. And I think put one in there, but oof. Okay. I'll put it in, but what I'm going to do... Okay. Move you there and bring you along that. Oh, wait, nope. Bring you right there. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that evens it out a little bit. What we'll do over here is we'll create some roads to go ahead and fill in the space. And that should be fine. I do need to go ahead and change these pylons. Yeah. Let's go ahead and change them to be that way. Let's do this real quick. Have these go underground. Yeah, and that should be fine. There we go. We're still sending out an outflow of energy, so that's perfectly fine. I want to go ahead and connect this road to right here. So let's do some of that. And that should be fine. Yeah, that's fine. Let's get you coming along this way. I don't think we need to do much over here, but I do have plans for this area that I'm going to share shortly. And let's just go ahead and use a bit of freeform for some of these roads. I might do some right there as well. Have a little bit of an opening right there. That should be fine, yeah. Okay. Okay. So, we are seeing a lot of parking happening right now. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to dress up some of these roads to make them more beneficial for parking. Well, some parts of them for parking. Some parts of them will be decorated for something else. Like, for example, this road right here, I'm going to include a little bit of parking off on that side, which I think is actually going to be quite beneficial. At least beneficial enough to the point where we don't need to solely depend on this parking lot over here. Yep, and there's already some using it. Let's see. I might actually use some of it right here as well. Wouldn't be a bad call. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Okay. Let's see, though. Any others that I could potentially use? I could put something right there. Maybe. I kind of do want to avoid these. Well, actually, that wouldn't be a bad call. Yeah, I don't suppose that would be a bad call. Oh, and that one actually doesn't have any sidewalks, so I need to change that for something else. Because that's considered an alley street right there, so let me go ahead and change that real quick. It is... would overlap with some of those residential buildings that I have there. Admittedly, it wouldn't be a bad call, but no. Okay. Suppose I'll just revert it back to what it was beforehand. Because admittedly, doing that sort of an upgrade, it would be beneficial, but not for our context, no. Admittedly, yeah, I really want one of these one-way streets that are as compact as this, but I can't, obviously. Yeah. Darn. Could get some parking lot going over here. Okay, okay. I'm seeing what I can put down. Put that right there. And we'll go and leave that alone. That should be fine, I think. We'll actually put that right there as well. Upgrade the road with upgrade some of these roads with parking is actually going to be beneficial anyway. Okay. Let's see, what else? Like, we're going to be seeing a lot more congestion over here, and there's not really an explainable reason as to why. Like, I think it's just because of this traffic that we got going on over here. Yeah, it's definitely bottlenecking right here. So, what we're going to do, create that as a 3-lane one-way road. What I'm going to do is add in traffic lights right there. That way it controls that intersection a lot better. Because that's 3 inputs coming into here and only 2 outputs, essentially. So we just need to have a better way of controlling that traffic flow. Okay. That's fine. I think that's fine. Are you guys really just trying to get over to there? Interesting. Okay. Okay, so I suppose what we can do is we can also... we do have some demand for some more medium density. So I suppose we can put that just there. Oh wait, didn't I say that I wanted to put something over here in the last stream? I think I wanted to put like the city hall or the welfare office over here, if I'm not mistaken. So let's go ahead and remove part of this. So let me see. Yep. We will leave that open. Oh, that's going to be too small. Same for that. Okay. So I'll need to find a different spot for that. Dang. Okay. Oh. Well, here we, well, don't. Okay, don't mind if I do. I could put you over here easily. Yeah, I'm okay with that, actually. Now, I did say that I would want to wait till 10,000 to get that, but I figured place it now so that we don't forget about it later. Okay. Okay. What's going on over here? Nothing really. I could just upgrade, replace this a little bit. Yeah. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to replace this road. And we are... Get rid of snapping to grid. Snap to existing geometry. Snap to zone length. There we go. That's what I want you to snap to. Okay. And I need to go and remove the crossings over here. There we go. That way there's no conflict. Okay. Also, I think that bug is kind of weird. I think that might be a graphical bug on my part. Just going to quickly check that. No, that's supposed to be fine. Okay, don't know what's causing that. I'll take a look at that after the stream, I suppose. Because those vehicles shaking as rapidly as they are is not necessarily a good sign to me. So, let's see here. I know that we have the taxis going around, but I don't have a physical taxi depot anywhere. So let's actually get one present, because they're coming into the city with the taxis. So might as well go and actually provide local taxis. Let's do that. Like, how noisy is it? Apparently it's low noise pollution. So let's place you like over here near the offices, which I think actually is kind of fitting because they'll eventually have a dispatch center, and the dispatch center isn't that loud. So it's only as loud as the offices there themselves. Okay, so we can also place some more offices along here if we want, but actually I'm going to get rid of this office that's right here. Can you guys build something there that's not offices? Really? That is annoying. Cities, why? I swear, it's just doing that just to annoy me. Okay. Let's just replace that with one of the dragon businesses, I guess. There's even something that will populate there. Okay. We'll leave that be for the moment. Let that do its business. Okay. So we'll have the taxi depot in the city. What is causing it to be at a low percentage? Okay, service budget is at 36% down. So, let me see here. Would it be worth it? It might be, yeah. Yep. So what else is pretty low on service budget? Roads are fine. I think everything is fine as far as service budget is concerned, yeah. Taxes should be okay. Yeah, service upkeep's 1.2 million. That's fine. Not too worried about that. What are we producing right now that we need? So we aren't producing any forestry. We have a deficit of that. So we could do with putting in some forestry, some fuel, and ore. We're not too focused on everything else. So let's focus on raw materials. Oil and ore. Let's see. Where is the option for different natural resources? Natural resources. Duh, it's a different icon than what I was used to. Okay, so... Nope. That's gonna be interesting. So, what this tells me is we're going to be in a little bit of a bind when it comes to figuring out what our resources are like. Because I'm going to disable wood and I'm going to disable land fertility here. So if we wanted to do oil, we can do some stuff over here. We can do some stuff down this way, actually. So putting something over here might be beneficial. If we wanted to do something with ore, we would have to focus on this mountain or one of these mountains up here, or even this one over here. None of those are really good options, in my opinion. We do have a good fish population. I'm not too worried about that. Let's go ahead and focus here. Oil. Okay, so there is some oil that we could collect over here. I like that idea. I want to go ahead and redevelop this a little bit. So we might end up having to purchase another tile over here. Yeah, we might end up having to purchase another tile and go from there. Can I actually purchase another tile over here? Yeah, I possibly can. 411k for both of them. Okay, before I consider purchasing another tile, let's focus on you. So our landfill site, you guys are actually taking care of a lot. So what I'm going to do real quick is I am going to, let's see, this one, we're going to delete you. Okay, because what we're going to do instead is we are going to go ahead and bring a road down this way. Now, why are we bringing a road down when we need to go and drill for oil and no road's going to block our ability to do that? Well, because of the fact that I'm going to future-proof this so that way we can eventually have 2 oil rigs over here. So, let's see. Specialized industry, oil. Okay. You got that entire range. Let's go that way then. Okay. I need to bring you all the way along. And we'll go ahead and ever so much just kind of fill in the gaps here a little bit. Okay. Most likely going to need to modify that because I feel like that's possibly a bit too big. Yeah. Feel like that's fine, but yeah, we'll go ahead and just do that real quick. I do need to extend the road ever so slightly down. That way that entire section is there. We'll most likely expand that eventually or get another one over here. But if that can start our actual production for drilling for oil, I feel like that's actually going to be beneficial for us in the long term, that is. So, let's see. I'm pretty certain that should be fine. We are getting a little bit of some trash pickup that's going on over here. We don't need more vehicles either, because we have plenty. So I think we'll be fine there. Okay. Okay, well, let's see what's going on over here. We got some traffic buildup that's coming along this street. That's nothing out of the ordinary. Let's see. Like, where are these people are even trying to go? Okay, it looks like a majority of people are trying to go to their houses coming down this street. Okay, that's fine. We aren't seeing too much traffic over here on Daffodil Street, but we are seeing some traffic down along here. I think that's because of the medical center or medical clinic, which it's not a good thing that has that much, but I can't really do much about it. So I guess we'll leave that alone for the time being. Is there anything else that we could place down commercial-wise or residential-wise? We could. We got the steakhouse as well. Don't have a spot for that currently. I could put that just over here. Or even over here. But now we'll hold off on that. Okay. Hopefully that welfare office does help us a little bit. Ooh. We're getting an increase of 12% because of employee happiness. Okay. Okay. Not too sure why they're so happy, but I'm guessing it's for good reasons. Okay. Let me take a look here. What is our unemployment looking like? 0.4%. Yes. Okay. 0.4% meaning like there's not that many people, like less than 100 that are unemployed. I'm okay with that. That's actually a pretty good threshold to be at this early on in the gameplay. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to place a few more houses down. And we'll place some more medium density down as well. Our industrial is seeming a little bit packed, so maybe not another industrial yet. Maybe. Also, why are you losing me so much money? Okay. What's causing you so much backlog? Natural resources is minus 32%. Okay. So that actually helps me understand that quite a lot. How is natural resources over here? Ugh, debilitating. Let me get rid of some of these. Okay, well, I would need to place some more over here, because apparently this is like high amount of fish population, whereas we're getting less and less than 1,000 or less than 2,000 in each of these. Yeah, nothing even over here. So I'm going to need to modify this a little bit. Get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. That one. And get rid of that one. Okay. Let me go ahead and delete some of these. And there seems to be some high focal points of fish out this way. So what about if we did some open water fish farming over here? Yeah. Okay, so go ahead and just open that on up. I think that's fine. Let's take a look here. Okay, a little bit. We're pretty much right on the cusp. So we're going to be seeing a good progression of natural resources over here. That's fine. Okay. I think what we could do... Like, I got some cold storage over here. I don't really need the cold storage because we're not really storing any. So let's get rid of some of those. Yeah. Yeah, storage is empty right now. We don't got much, if at all, in use at the moment. Yeah. Natural resources, please. This one's practically empty. So we can get rid of that one, I think. I think that one's fine. These three are fine. That's fine. So long as there's some fish over there, I'm okay with that. So there's that. Not enough employees. Now, why do you not have enough employees? But you do. You're fully staffed. Okay. Okay. Maybe if I get rid of a couple more of these, because I think that's what the main cause is. I might end up purchasing a couple tiles over here to try and help with that. But, yeah. No, don't want to demolish it. No. That's not what I want to do. There we go. To extend you to right there, and we'll do some open waters. Like along here, I'd say. Okay. So we could go and make some good, decent stuff there. Oh, it also doesn't help that I wasn't actually utilizing this. That makes more sense as to why it wasn't working. Whoops. There we go. Now we got some fish farming going on. That'll actually help, I think. So there's that. We got some traffic buildup over here. What's going on? Oh, this is a lot of pedestrian traffic that we got going on. Okay. I suppose what we could do... Yeah, I suppose what we could do... I could introduce a bus line, but I feel like the bus line's not necessary at the moment. So we'll go ahead and get some more residential over here. I guess we'll just have to deal with that. Okay. Let's some more regular residential over this way. Maybe get some parks over here as well. Parks will be beneficial. Let's see. Maybe another lighthouse over here. We got one down this way. Don't necessarily need a second. Got the docks down that way. Do I have the Color Plaza over here? No, I do not. So I could put the color plaza like over here. I think, yeah. Okay. We'll put some small parks around the place. Put you over there. And we'll put a chirper park right over here. Yeah. Okay. And we'll go ahead and develop this area for just regular residential. And we'll do a little bit of the same over here. Oh, and we're getting a bit of a thunderstorm right now in the game. Okay. And I think we're A-okay. Over this way would be a little bit risky to go and put some more residential, so I'll go ahead and hold off on doing any more past this orange bit right here. Put some right there and there. I could also put some over here because, yeah, it's just next to the park. Nothing crazy. Now, I wonder, do I have space to put in a school over here? I already have a school, but at the same time, I'm like, this school is kind of far away, and it's definitely closer to this side, which this side, how much are actual kids? Children, yeah, 388. Okay. I think we have a school over this way, if I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah, small elementary school over here. And I think that's fine. Yeah. So let's go ahead and actually, now that I think about it, get one built over the yonder. And we'll just extend this off to the edge of the build area for that tile. Springbrook. Okay. Not the best name. And then you, I'm going to just move that to be right there. Okay. That's a lot of fish farms going on over there. How are we doing? Okay, good. We're actually producing some sort of profit from you now. Finally. I guess it was mostly due to my own fault for not realizing that you need to set up those fishing lines. Okay. Kind of my own annoyance, but oh well. So you, I only want you to select pick up residents that are from this area. You, I think I'm going to actually move this one over to here. Just because that's going to be a bit closer to a lot more residential. I want you to focus primarily on Mulberry Acres. And yeah, we'll go and include Sunnyside Gardens as well, just because it's kind of the only choice that they got at the moment. So there's that. That could also be why we had so many people like walking back and forth across this area. That actually makes a lot more sense now that I think about it that way. We definitely will put the high school over in this area though, because I feel like that's just going to work better. In fact, speaking of the high school, let's see here. Yeah, because it's going to end up going like right there. We got 800,000 now. Let me see here. I think that we wanted to put the geothermal down over here. Yeah, we wanted to put the geothermal down and put this over this way. So, before we do that, I want to bring this road. Wood Street, I want to extend you we'll go ahead and bring you down. And let's see, we'll bring you up to there. Will you do a little bit of freeform? And we'll go ahead and bring you to there. That way it helps us develop this part of the city a little bit. I feel like once when you get to down like to right here, that's where it will turn into like a river, like a Bayside Boulevard. Bayside. I did a funny there without realizing that I did a funny. Okay. So we'll do that. A geothermal plant. Feel like we're gonna have to put you like along this way. Yeah. Right there would be the best spot, and it would actually go along the main road. So let's extend this road with a straight a little bit longer. And I will need to go and build into this. Lovely. Another tile for me to purchase. So let's do that real quick. And let's go ahead and... Nope. Need the electricity menu. Oh, don't have enough money now. God damn it. Well, we're just shy of not having enough money. Let's keep this moving. Come on. Come on. There we go. That's the type of money I want to see. Okay. One thing I will do is, well... Oh, this needs to be an underground pipe. One thing I will do as well is I want to get a transformer or small transformer, yeah. We'll put one over here. I need 30k for that to happen. Put you over there. Okay, where to put you, though? Should I just put you over here? I think that would be fine. Yeah. Once when we get the 30k, I'll place that over here. I'll actually bring you along here, this way real quick. Okay. Let the game run a little bit. And that should help us get the money that we need. Perfect. There we go. I'm going to bring you along as well and connect you to there. What I'm also going to do is bye-bye to the coal power plant. That coal power plant is going to be a goner. Unfortunately. Let's see. Okay. Yep, and now we can delete that. Okay. Nope, don't want that. Nope. Want the bulldoze tool, and I want the underground view. Thank you. Thank you, and we are good there. Okay, so that transformer right there is not going to really do much for the time being. I think what I can do instead is I can get rid of this transformer that I made over here. Yep, delete that transformer. Okay, we are good. We are exporting a lot of electricity right now. 50 megawatts. That's actually pretty good. So there's that. And electricity is actually in a positive. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to lower the service fee. Down to 100%. Yeah. We're making 385,000 from electricity export. That's nuts. Okay. Well, that's fine. Looks like you guys are getting a little bit busy. That's what I'd like to hear. I think that you guys are okay. Okay, so we're good there. We are good with that. Let's see. Anything else we can do over this way? I think what we can do is get some commercial over here. We don't really have a demand for commercial at the moment, but we can always prepare. I'm going to go ahead and get the extension wings on this elementary school real quick. We'll get the child clinic as well. We'll actually place that along here. And when we get the large parks, I'm also going to place the playground at the elementary school. I do think that a majority of this area, though, is going to be medium density, so we'll definitely roll with that when the time comes. Okay. I do think I have an idea about what I want to do next. And I think that just revolves around getting more population. And as far as unemployment is concerned, is that an issue that I have at the moment? Let's take a look-see. 0.6%. That's actually really good. Yeah, that's actually extremely good. Okay. So we'll leave that be. We have a steady flow of money coming on in, which is fantastic. And that's thanks to our electricity trade. So I'm happy about that. 91,000 collectively from all of our service fees. I'm pretty good with that. Okay. Okay. Well, let's get... We got the Chirper Park over here. I'm not too worried about this area. Let's go ahead and just get some residential over here. So extend the roads. Just want to build up as much as we can. That train track is going to be a bit of an interesting issue. Because I don't know what I want to do with that. Part of me just wants to bring that back a little bit, but at the end of the day, I'm not entirely sure. And that's a two-way train track right there. So... Oh, I do remember that I did wanted to get like some sort of like rail depot or something. But yeah, like I would have to extend out to like over here to be able to use it properly, or even out to here, to be honest. Yeah, I would want to go ahead and bring it out to like right here, almost. Yeah, right there actually would be a perfect spot for it. Right off of the main line. Yeah. Because in order to get those train stations, we need to place a rail yard. So there's that. Oh, and this actually would be helpful because there's two different outbound train lines. Oh, that's going to be helpful for like bringing in tourists and the like. Interesting. Okay. What is our efficiency looking like right now? Plus 14 for happiness. Nice. Okay. I'm happy with that. Let's see. We're just over 1,000 for you, so that's fine. What is our education looking like? We got almost 1,000 eligible for high school. So, I guess we'll be able to place the high school sooner rather than later. We also need to put more parking lots down because there is a lot of people parking along the street side, and I feel like that's going to be not necessarily an issue, but rather something that we could capitalize on. Let me take a look at parking spaces. Ooh, definitely could use some parking spaces. So it's got bicycle storage facilities, underground bicycle parking hall. Huh. Okay. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Bicycles. Is that just... Yeah, that's just something for adding into your individual streets. Okay. I'm actually fine with that idea. And I'm okay with actually putting down some of these facilities for bicycles. Small bicycle storage where cyclists can park their bikes, while traveling in the city. Okay, so because this area is kind of the center, I think that the first one is going to be over here. So put that one there. We also got a little bit of a city center going on over here, so I think I'm going to place one over here. And we got some people that are commuting to and from work over here, so I'm going to place a large one actually over here. And let's go ahead and upgrade some of these roads. Okay. So, first and foremost, I kind of want to add some bicycle lanes over to here. Well, let's place some over here as well. Kind of like these bicycle lane add-ons. Okay. I'm going to also put in a policy for like encourage bicycling. Yeah. So that way we can also decrease the number of cars in the city. Okay. Get you along there. Also connect you along to here. I'm going to get rid of this street right here because I'm going to bring this along here, and yeah, we'll go ahead and just bring you along. Bring you along for the ride. Why not? Okay. Let's bring you down to there. We're also about to reach city level 8, so yay. Let me go in and get some more bike lanes along there. And we'll also put some bike lanes along that street. Yeah, I think that's fine. we'll actually put some bicycle lanes along here as well. And we'll put some bicycle lanes along here. And we'll loop it off. Okay. Okay. We can also go ahead and add some over here. Okay. Definitely we want to explore the bicycle friendliness throughout this city. I kind of want to go ahead and rebuild this street right here to connect it like so. That's fine. I'm okay with that. It does mean that we have to do some redevelopment when it comes to our industrial area over here. We can also put some more industrial over here, which is pretty good in my opinion. We will go ahead and extend the bicycling network to come through this main part of the city. And we'll have it just extend there. We'll also have this main road. Ooh. You're not gonna like that. Aw. Okay. Damn, okay, that's kind of a shame. Can I just put you on one side? Yeah, I can. Okay. Okay. I'm okay with that. Let's actually bring you down to there and bring you down that way. I'm also going to bring them along this road as well. These roads are less used, so to speak. So, yeah. I don't want to... I'm tempted to put some bicycles lanes over here, but I don't think that they're necessary. But maybe over here. Ooh, that actually could be beneficial. Yeah, let's go and do that. I do want to put a... Let's see. We'll put a parking lot, like, right over here. I think we go. And we also got our Big Town achievement. Mermaid's Tea Lounge, the Villa Antica as well. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to implement a policy in every district to encourage Urban Cyclist Initiative. So Urban Cyclist Initiative, city promotes cyclists as cycling as an alternative to private motoring. More citizens choose bicycles over private vehicles when traveling in the city. Cyclists also gain a minor health boost, which is actually pretty good. I'm going to implement that in all the districts. Okay. There we go. I think that'll do. We got access to high-density housing now. I'm not really interested in high-density housing as of yet. Maybe later, but not right now. But there is some residential that I want to get put in place over here. And I'm just going to keep an eye on these these townhouses that are going to get built. So let's wait on that. Don't want you there. I want full houses, not just like half houses. Okay, there's one right there and one right there. We'll put that there, and we'll also put down... Ooh, wait. I didn't want any right on along that. Whoopsie. Okay. Oh, and you're gonna have to be a regular residential. Okay. And we'll just bring you along here for some low density. That's fine, actually. And we'll bring you along. Let's see. Get rid of you, get rid of you, get rid of you. That's fine. Okay. All those houses are what I would like to see. All those houses are what I would like to see. I do need to get some more... Maybe another post box over there? Oh, I need to get some post off. Oh, ooh, yeah, I need one over here. Post office, yeah. That over there. Need to get some over this way. So right there and there. I'm gonna put one there, and I'm gonna put another, like, might be a little bit full, but put one right there. Yeah, that should be fine. I think that's enough post coverage. Oh, look at that traffic congestion. I knew it would happen eventually. Oh boy. And it's traffic right here. Yep. Up to this intersection right here. I'm gonna also remove bike lanes, or put bike lanes there. And we'll just put some more there. Because why not? I guess we'll put some around here. I don't really need them around this area, but I suppose it's fine. Okay. I can also put some over there. I'm practically putting bicycle lanes on almost every street. Okay. That's enough for bicycle lanes for now. Maybe later. Maybe later. Okay. So there's that. Okay. So let's get some more, like, we're needing a little bit of industrial, not a lot. Let me place some over here. Like there, I suppose. That should eat away at it. That shouldn't actually have it increase. Don't know what's going on there. Okay, so we got a couple more unique buildings that we could put down, like the Mermaid's Tea Lounge. Okay. I think we can put that like over here. That actually works perfectly right there. We'll put that there. And then we also got the Villa Antiqua. Okay. Okay. I'll leave that alone for the time being. Okay. So . kind of debating about what to do next. Also debating about removing the bike lanes from this part, because I don't think it's necessary. Yep. But I do think we need more parking. Parking, I think, would be necessary. We can also put some bicycle shelters around the place, because I think that would be helpful. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I should put a bicycle lane right there. Okay. Okay. So parking availability. Okay, for bicycles is fine. For cars, we got plenty of parking available. I think we're a little bit slacking over here, though. So I'm going to just put a small parking structure over here next to the elementary school. And then maybe another one over here. Yeah, another one over here might be beneficial. Yeah. Even though there's a couple over here, I think that's fine. We're going to need to let the traffic decongest a little bit. But it does look like the traffic is actually being helped by all these bicycles. Which I'm okay with. If we can decrease the traffic a little bit with some bicycles, I think that's perfectly fine. Okay. With that said, then, what can we unlock? Yeah. A recycling plant may actually be beneficial. And I think that's going to be necessary as well. Eventually. I don't think we need a college yet. I don't think we have enough people in the city to go and warrant the need for one. Better yet, even for a university. Eventually, though. Eventually, we will need one. Maybe some emergency shelters, because those could actually be beneficial. Same for the fire watchtower. Let's go and unlock the police, or the city hall. We don't really need the police headquarters yet. Maybe when we get to, like, give or take 25k, we'll need one. So there's that. We could also have trams running around our city. Maybe. Maybe. That would make way for subways as well. I don't really want to bring in subways this early on, though. Let's hold off on that. Let's get park maintenance. And let's get large parks. We're going to need that eventually. Telecommunications. Server fraud, telecom, or post-sorting facility. That post-sorting facility will be beneficial. Eventually. Not right now. I don't think we need that right now. Yeah, I don't think we need that right now. Solar power plant. Maybe. So next one is Great Town. 800k loan limit increase. We'll get EU and North American high-density businesses. Small city will get us high-density offices and combustion engine ban. Okay. We'll get another loan limit. We'll keep getting loan limits for a while. I don't think we unlock anything else aside from loan limits. Yeah. Okay. So, let's see here. I know that there's one of the signature buildings that is supposed to be like super like profitable when it comes to money, and I'm forgetting which one it is. Okay. Let's see. I think it was like one of the hotels. What was it that's required for the hotel? Or is it something else? Mixed residential. What was it? I'm trying to find it right now. Hold on. The Grand Dynasty Hotel. That's what it is. I need to have a great town. That's what it is. Okay. Then I'll be able to place that. Okay. Okay, that's fine. That actually is a pretty helpful building to have, especially when you have a tourist-filled city. Speaking of tourist-filled city, let's go and get some parks in, because we've unlocked quite a few. So the Grand City Plaza. Oh my goodness, that is huge. Yeah, that actually is a pretty large building. The Neo Barracks. The Jet Set Jubilee Carousel Park. The Merry-Go-Round Carousel Park. Oh, right, I forgot. We are able to get to City Hall now, but we are not gonna... Ugh. Okay. That makes a lot of sense. The modern City Hall is even just as big. So we might go with the modern City Hall instead. It is a bit more expensive, both in terms of initial cost and upkeep. Yeah. What other... we had a large... few different things. Passageway Park. Those are really... these are actually really good parks to have. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good park to actually have. I'm okay with placing this down somewhere. I just need to figure out where. Ooh. Maybe over here? That doesn't sound like a bad idea. Does demo some buildings. We got the business park as well. I could just place that right there. That's actually a good spot for it. Yeah. The bouncy castle. Oh god. Okay. The merry-go-round. Okay. Let's see, what is this? The Winding Park? Or Winding Park? Okay. Oh, I know what this one is. Okay, that makes more sense. Okay. Chirper Adventure Park. Oh, goodness. Okay. Lots of choices for these parks. Oh, God, the Spin Vista. Okay. Lots of choices indeed. We got some disaster controls with emergency shelters as well. I'm going to just place a handful of these around about the area. How much is over here? We have 376 residents. How much do you is your capacity? 1,000. I think I'm fine with that. I think I'm fine with that. So you will have good capacity over there. I'm gonna wait until I can get large emergency shelters to get them over here because these guys are heavy. When it comes to how much capacity they need. I'll get another one right there. So there's that. There's roughly about 5,000 people that live over in this area. So we'll also need another large emergency one over here. And those large ones, I think, have a capacity of 10,000. 25,000. Yeah, that's going to be a whole lot better. Now, recycling center, 880K is what it would cost to place it. But obviously, I don't have the space over here. Okay. Okay. Give me just a moment here. Okay, there we go. So, what else do we need over here? So, I think that this landfill, I set it up to be emptied, right? Yes. So, we can actually get rid of this landfill. And I'm going to get rid of Hamilton Street right here because we really don't need it. And let's go ahead and do some terrain softening. What I'm going to do is I'm going to redraw this road as well. Okay, so what we're going to do... We're going to bring this street down here. Connect you up like so. And we'll just go ahead and connect you like that. Okay, and what we'll do is we will go ahead and bring you out to there. Cuts you a little bit. Let's go that one, and we'll do 70. Get the guidelines, and we'll bring you along to there. Yeah, that's fine. That is fine in my books. Oh, we are actually getting a decrease in population. Why is that? Is that because we have a lot of older people that are dying off, unfortunately? I think so. We also have a 2.2% unemployment right now. Homeless rate of 0.6. Okay. Like, it's not bad, per se. But it's not good either. Let's see here. Let's get a piece of residential over here and right there. Okay. I will go ahead and get a bicycle lane right there. Yeah. Because that's going to help our bicyclists come in and out of this area. Okay. I'm all good with that. Let's see, though. How are we doing as far as bicycle parking is concerned? None available. Well then. Well then. Let's get some bicycle parking going on over here. Let's also get some over here as well. Over here, and we'll place some over here because I want to upgrade this road to have bicycle lanes as well. And upgrade this road for bicycle lanes. Okay. Increased our capacity a little bit. Actually, not by a little bit, by a lot. So that should help us. Okay. I don't need that one right there. Yeah. Because what we're going to do... Oh, quite a few bike... Oh, yeah. Quite a few people are using the bike shelters, yeah. Bicycles new? Yes, they are. They actually introduced them, I think it was just last month. So, not a lot of people have messed around with them, from what I have seen. Those that have, says that they're pretty good. Does help with reducing traffic. You do have to provide a good amount of parking space for the actual city itself, for specifically the bikes. So not only do you have the parking need for like regular, you need to put Queen song bicycle. I would, but I don't want to accidentally get copyright on this on the streams. If I had enough copyright issues over the last week and a half. But yeah, quite a lot indeed. I do think I need some more parking. Like, how much parking space do you have? 452. That's going to be helpful. Yeah. So you basically plan the route like for a bus? Not necessarily. So essentially, like, all you're doing is providing the parking space along the roadside. You're not it's not something that you have to designate as a bus. Like, granted, the icon for the parking space is very similar to that of the icon for buses, but no, you're pretty much don't have to plan it like a bus route. If you really want to, you can plan your entire city to where it has nothing but bicycle lanes. I don't recommend that, because you'll run into traffic issues regardless. But yeah, the world is your oyster at that point. Let me actually go ahead and get some more roads along here. Oh, I forgot I put the bicycle hall there. I hope they put in working marinas. I know it's kind of... I would say that this is kind of typical, but at the same time, I'm kind of half expectant of it. Okay, well, that's lovely to hear. I gotta bulldoze that and... Ugh. Wish I would have realized that earlier before panning around like that. Where is fishing? Fishing, that's what we want. Okay. I need to rebuild this all over again because I don't have the actual... yeah. Bit fishy boat access. Yeah, I suppose bit fishy indeed. I am gonna go ahead and get natural resources on. So that way I can get some fishing going along here, or fishing areas sorted. Okay. We'll go and connect the boats like so. And there we go. So need to connect you to there. Connect you over to there. Now, we do have these two other sections as well that we could connect off of. We have some little bit over here. Nope. I do not want the route info. I think we can go ahead and just place a few of these down over here. So the fishy industry you kind of built into Marina. Kinda. It does work relatively the same. Yeah. Sorry about the ad. Can I just get... I guess that's fine. That's what I'm going to have to go with. Let's get you over to that one. And you over to that one. That's fine. It's not you, it's them. Twitch Turbo, yeah. Yep, can't help you there much. Sorry. So, I suppose... Like, I got a lot of different ideas going along. Let's see. Yeah, it is kind of like a marina. Kinda. It works in a similar sort of sense. You do have to plan out the routes for the actual boats to go into these areas in order to collect the fish. Kind of reminds me of the same thing that they did for Cities 1. If you remember how the Sunset Harbor DLC brought in the fishing industry, that's essentially what they're doing here. So there's that. Got a lot of traffic buildup over here. I'm thinking that I'm going to need to upgrade this road. Yeah, I'm gonna need to upgrade this road. Yeah. And I'm gonna need to rebuild that pedestrian underpass. Okay, so there's that. Let's actually go ahead and get a 3-lane going on right here. So did they bring all the stuff from the first game? Not necessarily all the stuff. A good majority of it, yes, did go ahead and overlap. Like some of the natural disaster stuff that was locked behind the DLC is something that you can mess around with in base game City Skylines 2. And it just, yeah. There's some things that they brought over that a lot of people like, some things that they brought over that not a lot of people like. Let me see. I want to, yeah, change that. I can actually go ahead and change this as well. Oh, really? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Let's see. Nope, don't want that. Complex curve, please. That I think will do. I do want to drop this down to just a 5-lane. Oh, come on. I think Flux did interesting stuff with the multi-level roads and city and stuff. Hope they bring kind of Japanese style where you have road go true buildings. Okay, I think I get where you're going at. Kind of like what they did with the Japanese City Center pack or something similar to that, I'm guessing. I'm assuming that's what you're referring to in the City Skylines 1 game. Okay, that does help with traffic management over there. Oh, I didn't realize that we're over 1 million credits. Okay, well, good to know. Let's see. What is our unemployment looking like? Steadily going back down. I'm okay with that. Yeah, in the first game, I watched Flux did a lot of interesting designs with multi-level roads. Yeah, so I know which series you're talking about then. It's that, I think that he did one with a futuristic styled series that he kept on tearing up the roads a little bit. And then there was another series that he called like Flux Island, I think it was. Fantastic creations that he's done. Sadly, he hasn't been back into the Spectrum for a while. Yeah. I haven't seen Flux on YouTube in a while. I think the last time that he posted a video was more than 5 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. That makes me curious. Let's take a look-see here. Yeah, he's gone to greater pastures. Yep. Last time that we ever had a video from him was back when he was doing the Avalon series 5 years ago. Pause that video. 5 years ago on January 3rd. Damn. It's almost 6 years now. Kind of sad that I have not heard anything from him. It is kind of sad. Yeah. Yeah, who knows what he's doing nowadays. Maybe he'll come back eventually. Okay, we got a crime scene in progress at the moment. Do we have police en route? Yes, we do. Okay. So that tells me that there is decent enough coverage. How are we for police coverage? We do have 8 people that need to go to prison. Do you not have the jail cell capacity? Oh, you guys don't have jail cells. Doy. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I'm debating about if I need if I need to extend the garage. I was like, his entertain's designed. He always makes something look nice and be functional. Yeah, he was very, very creative with that, to say the least. Let's see. Seems pretty good. No other issues from what I'm seeing here. Any negatives? High taxes and just a little bit of traffic. Okay. But over-engineered and future-proof. Yeah. Over-engineering. That definitely does go and sound like Flextrance, all right. Okay. Okay, how are we doing here? 63,000 in profit. How is our oil well over here doing? 48,000 in profit. Okay. Okay. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. We're still, yep, we're still clearly in the pause. Yeah. Yeah, you are making us bank. Damn. Okay, so I suppose what I could do is I could lower the tax rates a little bit. Mostly because we are getting a good amount of money from the exports. So I think that should be fine. We'll still get the high taxes. They did put kind of a leisure marina. They technically do, but not at the same time. I think it's something relating to, yeah, they got a lot of stuff that's relating to like, sort of like lighthouses and stuff, but nothing that's really shouts marina. Like maybe this Ferris wheel, but that's about it. Everything else is kind of like meh in comparison. Yep. I bet you there is some other stuff that I'm that they're somewhere about. I just don't know where. Small storage yard. We could go and mess around with that stuff now. Oh yeah, another thing that they introduced was the addition of making custom ports. I'll mess around with that eventually. Not today. Not today, because that's a whole ordeal and a half right there. So there's that. Let's see, how much are you making right now? 69,000. Nice. And you're steadily going to... Okay. That's fine. That is fine. What did they added for port? Mostly industry, or I think it's a mixture of both. So it of course mostly does have a focus on either or. So you got your general harbor and your cargo harbor, both being massive buildings, by the way. The regular like harbor, not as much, but still. But they essentially made it so that way you can do customized ports now. It's kind of hard for me to go ahead and explain it without going into too much detail, but it essentially means that we're going to be having a lot of... oh, yeah. A lot of different things going on there. I'll talk about those eventually. They did add in ferries. I guess that's one thing that I kind of like. So you design dock sections look like. Yeah, so think of them like, have you ever been to the portside cities of like Oakland or even Portland? You know how they have those massive ports that span for miles practically? Yeah, essentially you're doing something similar to that degree with custom ports. It's fine. Let's see. I know. It's just that because of the fact that I'm American, it's just those are the first ports that come to mind whenever I think of ports. Okay. Yeah, you import stuff a lot. Good one. Good one. Good one indeed. Okay, well, let's see, what else do we got going on? I got a lot of just like, we've just passed 10,000. So, a couple things that I'm thinking about doing. First off, a bus line. I want to reintroduce buses. I did have buses at once upon a time, but I removed them because frankly they were causing too much of a traffic congestion and we just didn't need them. Now, I think that buses would actually be more beneficial given the size of the city at the moment. So we'll definitely consider that. No parks? No, I have plenty of parks. So they're mostly down here over in these areas. Definitely play some more learning complex. Do you even use buses in the US other than for school? Yes. Depending on the metropolitan area you go to, you will find a good majority of buses. It's just that they aren't necessarily optimized as well as like EU or UK or even like Japanese style buses. Yeah. UK is more train oriented. Yeah, I could train and I know you guys call it it's not, it wouldn't be considered a subway like what most underground networks are like here. But nah, UK is both. Yeah, fair. They're kind of famous for it. Well, for the major networks like GWR, Northern, Southern, and then you also got I know that there's one other that I'm forgetting about. Because I know that there's the big four. You got Northern, you got Southern, and you got GWR, Great Western Railroad. But I'm forgetting the fourth. What's the fourth one? Oh my goodness, that is a name and a half right there. I'm not gonna try and pronounce that name. I'm sorry, artistic, but no. I am not gonna try and pronounce that name. That is gonna be one long name that I am not gonna even bother trying to pronounce. But I will go ahead and quickly just do this. And actually just, oh my god, yeah. That is just one massively long name. Yeah, it's in the Ainsley area of Wales, apparently. I'm gonna send that off to one of my friends who lives in Wales, and I'm gonna ask him, how do you pronounce this? Hold up. Oh wait, he's actually asleep right now, so never mind. I'm not gonna send it to him. Yeah. Okay, well, I suppose that's gonna be another day issue rather than a 2-day issue. And one breath is important thing to be specific. Yeah, no. So, I suppose that when I'm thinking of buses for this area, two kind of buses kind of scream to me. You got your arterial bus lines, which mostly focus on arterial routes. And then you got your neighborhood bus lines, which are pretty much kind of like loop buses or small, shorter bus lines that only go in like one or two different neighborhoods. I'm okay with both. And I have an idea about how I want to work with that. Took him like a minute to do so. Oh, I would believe it. With how long that name actually is, I would totally believe it. Okay. Quickly, I am going to unmute my browser source here because this is the pronunciation that Google has for this town. Oh my god, this is going to be so butchered.
Clanvarpith Gwingith Gagareth Wendrabith Lintasilia Go Go Gok.
I'm sorry, but what? Go. Correct me if I'm wrong, but does that town have the actual like world record for the longest name in the world, the longest town name in the world? I think it does. Yeah, okay, that's what I kind of thought so. In fact, I'm actually going to double check. No, actually. Oh my lord. So New Zealand apparently has a town that has 58 letters in it. All one continuous word. Okay. Now, for context, this one, I think that how many get the content? I think that's 4, 8. That's definitely lower than 50. Imported a lot of Wishmen. I don't really know. I'm not too sure. Let's see here though. Copy that. And yeah, this is going to be interesting. That is one long name. Okay. So Google does not have a pronunciation on this, but apparently there's a YouTube video that's relates to the pronunciation. I'm going to switch over to intermission screen here real quick. Yeah. That's the one that I'm looking at. Oh my lord. Oh my lord, indeed.
Yesterday, we did something very special, and I wanted to share this with you. We've got our Kiwi producer, Beck, and she said, Sam, I've got a challenge for you. I want you to come with me to the longest place name in the...
Okay, I'm going to skip ahead to this video where they actually do go ahead and pronounce the name.
Piki, I'm getting very frustrated. I'm very competitive. I'm not coping well. Tomata Tiaturi Pukaka.
Oh my lord, I would have an aneurysm if I tried to pronounce the name of that town. Oh my lord, indeed. Yeah, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that today. Yeah, I think we found a name for your bus lanes. Oh, nah, we're not going with that name. Yeah, no, we're not going with that name. Okay, but there's always a but. We will go ahead and get a couple of bus lines going along. So I'm going to get a couple bus lines that are going to be based over here. Scene? Yeah. Okay. I do want to go ahead. Don't make... Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to place you right there and you right there. Okay. If only he had shaved. Well, you don't need to shave when you look this good. Yeah, no. Okay, guys. I appreciate the joke, but nah. Not really my cup of tea. Okay. So we'll go ahead and have a couple routes coming along here. Maybe a couple... Ooh. I could just have a couple of stops dipped around over here, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, though, I am going to have these routes going over here. Okay, let's make it easier. Can we see the gameplay as well? Oh! My apologies for that. I totally forgot. I forgot that I switched over to the other scene. That's my own fault. And the chat causes a scene. Yep. Okay, that definitely did fly right over my head. That definitely did fly right over my head. Okay, so this I want you to go ahead and come over this way. And then I want you to come along here. Yeah. Ooh. Maybe not. And I'll loop it around over here. So then this one, I want this one to come down this road. We'll bring you along here. You might want to move one bus from the short traffic lights. Can cause oh, you mean these ones? Assuming that's the one that you're referring to. Title needed to be updated to more city building nonsense. Why is it not showing as city building nonsense? Nah, you next to the T crossing. Okay. Not sure which one you guys are referring to. Top left. Are you guys referring to this one? Or are you guys referring to these ones? I'm guessing you guys are referring to these ones. Yeah, okay. That's a fair point. I'll actually delete those ones as well. Because what I'll do is we'll just put them right here. And I'll put another set over here. I'll get something like over this way, so that way it's kind of like just a... That way it can just loop back. And that way I can actually go ahead and have a second set over here. And we'll go ahead and bring you along this pathway. We'll bring you to like right over here by where the telecom center is at. We could also get them over here, which I think is fine. That one may be a bit challenging because of all the one-way roads. Hate buses on here. They just clog the roads. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Always more taxis than I build. Yep. Well, you got to think about it like this. There's taxis that are coming from outside of your city as well. Okay. Let's bring them down this way. Get like 30 trying to pull into the same spot. Oh, yeah, that's the worst. That is absolutely the worst when it comes to this game. I am going to get a city bus station. I could actually build one over here instead. Let's get the city bus station like right over here. Yeah. It's a little bit out of the way, but I think that'll be fine. Oh, we can't put that one right there, but that we'll put it like right over here instead. Okay. We'll go ahead and bring you along there because I want to have a small connector route along here, which actually I'm just going to get rid of these section or this. Get rid of those. I don't need that. Okay. That might cause a bit of traffic congestion as well, but we'll make it work. Nah, that's fine. Eventually, I do plan on building off of this over here. Just to make it easier. But yeah. At least we got some outside connections that we can take advantage of. Yeah, we can't take advantage of these ones over here yet, though. Okay. Do you need to connect bus lines to other cities? You don't need to, but it's good for if you want to go ahead and increase the ability for you to get like tourism from outside the city and stuff like that. Okay. Then we'll go ahead and get rid of that actually. And I'm actually going to get this over here. Yeah, I think that's fine. Or I can just place it right there. Now I'm going to place it over here. Yeah. Okay. That'll be a short shuttle route between those two buildings, but I have plans for this area and then over here. And then eventually we're going to have some bus routes over here as well. But that's neither here nor there. Let's get a couple of smaller bus lines that will just loop around this area. And we'll get one like right there. That one will loop around there. I think this one will be a good loop as well. That one will loop over to this one, I think. Yeah. We might want to get... We technically don't need one over here, but I'm going to place one over here anyway. We got the money for it. I'm not too worried about the congestion. Stream's going on for 2 hours, 20 minutes. Might need to go ahead and get some hydration going on because I have been parched. Thing I enjoyed most about this game was traffic management. Not such a fan of building my own cities, though. That is fair. Like, a lot of the times what I would do on Cities 1 is I would just boot up a sort of like a scenario mode or something like that has a pre-built city in it. And I just focus on the traffic management side because it's always like a kind of like a sort of like a puzzle for your brain to go and solve. Going like, okay, how is it that I can reduce the area over here? Okay, well, it's congested over in this area, and this area, and this area, so on and so forth. Yeah, I also enjoy building the intersections. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we need the bus depot. Where do we want to put that? Maybe over here? Over here? Maybe not along the roadside. Preferably to a spot that actually I can use for upgrades later on. I can possibly put it like right over here. A little bit out of the way. Maybe like right there instead. Yeah. Okay, so let's get the bus routes sorted. So our first bus route that I want to make is going to be our bus route that goes along the waterfront. So we'll connect from you. Bring you along the waterfront like so. And we'll do just a bit of that. This one, let's bring you into that one and come right back on out. And back we go. Just a little bit of a ping pong route, so to speak. And we go right back into our industrial area. Okay. So there's that bus line. The second bus line, I want to be the bus line that comes around this side. Can you connect two bus stations directly? Yeah. It would be kind of like an express bus, but it would only be useful if you wanted to make it easier for people just to go from one bus station to another. We'll have you come along, and you will stop over at this bus stop over here. Ooh, I would prefer that you come down this side instead. And then you can go back up that way. There we go. That's what I would want. Okay. There's that. So let's get a sort of the neighborhood route over here sorted. So let's do something like this. Bring you along there and bring you back along this way. Okay. We do got the plan for a little shuttle route, so we'll do that coming out of that stop. And we'll just have you go to there. Yeah, I'm fine with you just pulling out that way. I'm okay with that. What about you? I would prefer you to come down here first. That way you're not looking weird. I need to color code that. You need to color code that? Yeah, I will color code it after I get done planning all the routes. Okay, and then we need this one over here. We got 3 bus lines that are connected over here, 2 bus lines that are connected over here. This one's going to be the one that we connect to these bus stops. Let's see. Grab you. And we'll grab this one down to here. You'll then go and turn around at that stop and come all the way back to the bus depot or bus station. Okay. We'll do a similar thing that we did for that second route. And you will end right there. Now, we have 2 outside connections that we can take advantage of. Well, actually 3. I totally forgot about this one over here. So, let's see. Which of these 2 bus stations should we prioritize those bus connections through? I'm thinking about this one because it's literally right off of the main highway, and it would make most sense, in my opinion. Yeah, we'll do that. So you are going to hop onto the highway, and you're going to go off to this outside connection first. And then you're going to come back, and you're just going to be a simple point A to point B route. And that's what all 3 of these bus routes are going to be. You are going to go over to this one. You never went and got a drink. Yeah, because that takes time. That takes time, and I don't want to deal with time. And then this one is going all the way down to this road. Water is overrated. Yes, but no. Okay, I think that's good enough. Now let's go and do our color coding. So, I think to make it easier, I am going to grab this bus route first. This is one of our express bus routes. I'm going to say this is going to be an X91 or 091. Or actually, no, just 91. X91, this one is going to Antelope Hills. And that way, that tells me that that is an express line. Let's make these black. I feel like that's actually going to be a good way to tell them apart from the regular bus lines. X92. And where are you going to? You can go a few days without water. Yeah. Stamford. And you. Make you black. And Meridian. X92. Or no, this is X93. Doi. Meridian. Okay. Let's also decrease the number of buses on these routes because I don't want to have like 20 buses that are just dedicated to the express routes. So there's that. We'll have 3 on you and 3 on you. There's that. Okay. This one is the shuttle bus. Let's call this the Wood Street Shuttle. Because, of course, that's the street that it's traveling along. We'll have this be bus 4, I guess. Not that's $sign. Bus 4, Wood Street Shuttle. Simple bus line, nothing crazy about it. Bus line 3, you are going to be our Mulberry Acres Springbrook line. Okay. Bus line 1, you are going to be our Cornfield. Kind of a weird name for a waterfront route. But Cornfield Street. Let's see. This one's kind of the looper route. Oh, actually, let's name this one first. This one primarily goes along this street right here, but does cut over into this area. So this will be bus line 2. This will be High Streets / Elizabeth Street. Okay. And the final route, which is this center one, kind of don't really have a good name for this. So I guess we'll call this 5 Sunnyside Gardens / Mulberry Acres. Yeah. Okay. That should be fine. I think I'm okay with that. Now, let me take a look at those routes, actually. I forgot to check what their count is going to be at. So 8 buses. Let's drop that down to 4. I don't need to have the medium, so let's have these be the minimum number on each of these lines. Like I think you only need like 2 at most. You need 2 at most. Okay. Okay, any others that I've made that I didn't check yet? So there's 4, 2, 3. Yep. That's fine. That's 2. Let me check the express routes. 5, 3, 5. Okay, so based on that assessment, we will be having 13 buses dedicated to the express lines. As far as the bus lines dedicated for in-city transit, we got 4 plus the 2, that's 6, plus another 2 right there, that's going to be 8, plus another 2 right there, that's going to be 10, plus 3, so 11 buses. So 11 plus the 13, that's 24, which will be right underneath our threshold. How lovely. Okay. I will preemptively give the bus depot the electric bus upgrade, because I think that some of these bus lines will benefit from the electric buses. So let's let the buses do their thing. And there they go, out onto the roads. So many glorious buses. Oh, 24 what? 24 buses. 24 out of the total of 25. Oh, and I forgot the color code. Let's see here. Nope. Wrong overlay right there. Yep. So let's see. Cornfield Street. I think that one can just be a sort of a greenish route. Yep. I think that's fine. High Street and Elizabeth Street. Let's go with kind of like a dark blue. Yeah. The Sunnyside Gardens and Mulberry Garden or Mulberry Acres. I think we can make you an orange route. Yeah. This shuttle that is on Wood Street. Let's just make that a red line. Yep. And then you are going to be... Let's make you pink. Because the lines have multiple buses on the... Yeah. So, to recap, we have 13 buses that are allocated to all 3 of the express lines that are going out into other cities and collecting passengers for us. We then have the 5 different bus lines that are rolling throughout the city that are all allocated to 11 buses. How many buses per line? We have 2 of the express lines that have 5 buses. 1 of the express lines has 3. Most of the buses over here have 2, except for the Elizabeth High Street line, which has 4, and the... Oh, God. Yeah, I can designate. Yeah. What was it? I think it was this line that has 3. No, this line has 2. One of these lines has 3. Oh, it's the cornfield line. Okay. Yeah, so Cornfield and the Elizabeth High Street lines are the only ones that have more than 2. Cornfield has 3. Elizabeth High Street has... my brain's shot just for a moment there. Don't know why. Elizabeth High Street has 4 buses. You need a calculator for this game? Sometimes you do. Sometimes you do. And admittedly, I hate it whenever I have to pull out the calculator. I really do. I really do. Either way, let's actually continue running the game because I totally did not forget about doing that. And don't try and tell me otherwise because you're wrong. Okay. What are you saying that no vehicles are available? Don't tell me that bullshit. I know that's not correct. I made sure to calculate what buses I needed to use. Give it a minute. Give it a minute. It's more of a percentage based on length, so you can't have one bus on a long line, which is kind of annoying, to be honest. Especially if that long line is like super, super long. Oh, something I did forget. The bus line that we have, that's the express line coming over here. Because why not? Have just a couple small stops right there. Maybe there's people that need to take the bus and come over to here. You never know. You never know. Okay. So there's that. We got some more traffic that's building up. What's causing our traffic buildup? Oh God, that's a lot of bicyclists. My goodness. That line is garbage. Well, yeah, it is garbage. But you kind of can't do much about it. Yeah. Okay, so apparently we got... Oh my god, that is... Okay, that's certainly a line and a half full of bicyclists. Need some lights on a roundabout. That's the funny part. This used to be a roundabout, but it kept on getting traffic congested to the point where it was uncontrollable for freaking traffic. Need some lights or I already read that. You put in parking? Yes, there is plenty of parking. At least last time I checked. I haven't checked in a hot minute. Oh goodness, they've almost used all the parking that I have available. There's only 3 parking. Oh boy. 30% worth of parking. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's get another parking structure over here, I guess. I want to ride my bicycle. There we go. By the way, that is kind of funny how there's that. Maybe actually, now that I think about it. Oh, something I did forget. I forgot to replace the actual pedestrian path that's supposed to be here. Let me do that real quick while the game is running, and that way we can get some more monies. Yeah, I think that's fine. Okay. Might be worth it. I might try it again. Because last time that I had a roundabout, it didn't necessarily work that well. But I will have to redraw that pedestrian path that I had just laid down. God damn it. Okay, so... I need to redo this pedestrian path anyway because it's kind of a bit bothersome for me now. And I'm going to move you to just right there. Okay, let's get a roundabout in here. Maybe the roundabout will work. Who knows? I think that's fine. Yes. Ooh, I would need to move you. Yeah, let's move you. Maybe the roundabouts will help this time, unlike last time. Because last time I messed around with roundabouts, they did not help at all. Which was a little bit disappointing. Roundabouts usually do the trick. Keeping this one over here would be fine. Let's actually replace that with the bicycle storage. You don't like alleys? I know I don't like. I never said that I don't like alleys. Okay. Maybe that will be better. Maybe not. Oh, excuse me. Needed to sneeze right there. There we go. You have too many lanes between those two roundabouts. Yes, but at the same time, I can't really do much about it. Like, I could go and decrease the lanes, but that's just going to increase the amount of traffic that's coming through here. Like, I could just go and decrease the number of lanes, but we will run into the same issues that we have before, which will result in these roundabouts getting congested again. I've had similar issues with the roundabouts, so I know what's going on, unfortunately. For now, this is working fine. I'll leave it be and see where we're at the end of the day. Maybe it'll be better, maybe not. Oh, and we need to go and put back in some pedestrian paths because I totally forgot about that. Go ahead and remove the underground walking path. Ooh. Okay. Could put you right there. Do you connect buses to other cities? Do connecting buses to other cities lower car usage from them? They can, especially when you got tourists coming into the city, when you have new residents coming into the city. It can help. It's not foolproof, but it can help. By all accounts, it's certainly a method that some people like to use. It's not the most deserving method, to be honest. Okay, I am going to quickly get a building over here. Yeah, just so that way I can get the pedestrian path over here. Okay. That's fine. Let's see. Oh, no. That's the wrong tool to use for that. 61. Okay. And we will grab that. Not perfect, but I can work with it. We're going to do a similar sort of structure with the crossings over here. Oh, the third one, not, yeah. And I need to get a building right here real quick. There we go. Let's see. No pedestrian overpass? No, I'm using underground, mostly because the pedestrian overpass requires too much of a slope for me to go and make it work properly. So I'm just using a underground path to make it easier. Just makes them use stairs. You know, I wish I could. They could use the exercise. Okay, I think that'll have to do. Okay. My goodness, that's a lot of bikes that are trying to go through that roundabout. I think the bikes are the cause for the chaos at the roundabout. Well, now, yeah. Plus, there's also some policies within the city that are actually encouraging the use for bicycles. Which, generally speaking, this isn't actually too bad of traffic. Comparative to how I was dealing with traffic before with these roundabouts, plus the roundabouts were a little bit smaller and didn't have that wider roads, this is actually pretty tame. Then again, according to the in-game time, it says that it's like 2200 at night, so makes sense. I guess we'll just have to wait for the city to go through its paces. In my city, we have thousands of underpasses, but we also have stores in them. Yeah, I would vouch for the same. It's just that here in the US, it's not that frequent to go out and see any underpasses to have stores inside of them. I think that there might be some that are in like more urban or metropolitan cities, but the city that I'm in now is not that urbanly developed to include something like that. So there's that. But we'll make it work. We'll make it work. So, 2 hours 51. Okay, so we are actually approaching my deadline, or not deadline, approaching my limit for tonight. We did some decent building. Got bicycles in, we got transportation sorted. Some decent building all across the board, which I have no problem with. Not a problem whatsoever. So, that leads me to go ahead and do this. We are going to end it off there. Not many high density. Yeah, no, I didn't focus on high density today. High density wasn't necessarily a focus that I like for cities that are below 10K. I don't like to go and include them until like around 15K to start. Mostly because the city is still developing, so it makes no sense to use high density at that point. Granted, it does help with getting population numbers up, but that's neither here nor there. Nonetheless, that will do it for me. I am going to be back on Monday for a bit of some... I should be back for Baldur's Gate on Monday. I got to talk with my group to see if we're actually going to be on for Monday night or not. I suppose we'll just find out. Who knows, though? Who knows? Tuesday will be another round of Trooper Tuesday on Quiet Night. And then Wednesday, we'll be back with City Skylines. Specifically, City Skylines 2. Won't be on for Saturdays for a little while, mostly because Saturdays I'm going to be working these next couple of weeks. Blech. I really hate that. I don't like working Saturdays. I enjoy my Saturdays. I want to keep them off. Either way, with that said, if you're watching over on YouTube, I know that I am multi-streaming right now, so if you are watching on YouTube, the stream is going to be ending abruptly. But if you are watching over on Twitch, let me just take a quick gander. Let's see. We may just go ahead and consider doing a little bit of some raiding tonight. Who do I have the pleasure of being able to raid over on Twitch? We could go say hello. So the only one that I know of that is... Yeah. Yeah. We could go say hi to him. We could go say hi to Noise. We are going to go say hello to the wonderful bean that is Noise. Actually, no, I think he is going to be getting ready to end off here pretty soon. So, never mind. I think that he's going to be hopping off pretty soon. Damn it. Okay. Well, I think we'll just go and end it off of there anyway. Appreciate everyone for stopping on by. And I'll be back on Monday. Ciao for now.